Okay, the red button is on, and it looks like we're live. Okay, what is happening, y'all? It's taisworldtv of Geek Lodestars. How you guys doing? Good morning. I hope you guys are good, man. So yo, check it out, man. We're gonna be talking about the Acolyte. We're gonna be doing a season 1 review. Okay. This is the first time on this channel that we've done this, so hopefully it goes well. You know what I mean? If you're coming in, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. If you didn't come in and you're watching, just push a like, push a comment, push a subscribe, all that good jazz. I said push a subscribe, comment. Smash the like button. Smash the subscribe button as well. That also will help us, go more as a channel. You know what I'm saying? That would definitely help us out. All right. Also comment. I really want to get y'all thoughts on this because I know I'm getting more into it. I know this show is not synonymous with a lot of people. I know people have been hating on this show, and I know people despise this show. And then you got those small circle people like me that actually enjoy this show. So I understand that, and you guys are welcome to. Okay. All I ask is just for you to be respectful in the comments. That's all I ask. You know what I mean? And if you're gonna come through, just be respectful. That's it. You know. Because we at a time where like people can't disagree on things, and it turn into a fight if people disagree. It don't have to be that way. I mean, if you don't agree with me, cool. I don't agree with you. Cool. That don't mean we gotta be, we can't be friends or we can't be cool with each other, People just got different things. How can I say it? People just have different opinions. You know what I'm saying? So all I ask is just be respectful. That's all I'm asking. Um so yeah, so we're gonna get into this what do you call it? Review. We're gonna get into this review. Sorry about that. It's just the morning. I literally just woke up. Like maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. I just woke up, so I'm sorry if I'm a little bit, slow. So yeah, so let's just get into this, man. So, as of Rotten Tomatoes, I'm actually looking at it right now. It's 80% for the tomato, but it's 17% for the critic rating. That makes sense because, well, I actually it should be a little bit higher. Now that I think about it, for the I'm sorry, it should be lower for the critic rating because of all the comments that I've seen and all of the YouTube reviews that I've seen from people that I respect, a lot of people didn't like this show. And to be honest with you, I see why. I don't fully agree, but I see why. And before y'all go and sit here and be like, hey, I like everything. Actually, no, I don't. Um, I'm gonna be honest about what I like and don't like. You know what I'm saying? Um, I didn't like Boba Fett. I didn't like Boba Fett. That show was trash. And I was severely disappointed because how they set him up in the Mando season 2, bringing him back the way that they did, and then to give him his own show and just be trash. That hurt my heart. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like Boba Fett. You know what I'm saying? So they're I don't just like everything that Disney puts out. Especially, well, we all synonymous with this one. The Rise of Skywalker. Everybody hated that movie. So let's set the better. You know what I'm saying? So I and I'm saying this because I'm not saying don't like everything that Lucasfilm is putting out. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is sometimes you got to give things a chance. And I feel like that's what's wrong with Star Wars fan. I feel like that's wrong with the fandom now. Majority of the fandom seems to think that you can't have a black woman protagonist. or a just a black woman in the space, period. And I'm only saying this because of what I've seen in the last few years. Does everybody remember? I think her name is Reva from Obi-Wan. I remember the actress getting so much, what's the word? She got so much death threats from the mail, and I think in like in social media too. Like everybody was getting on it. Everybody was coming at it. And it's like, does she got a lightsaber? Like, what is the problem? You know, and I feel like this is one of the biggest problems in Star Wars now, because you have these people, quote unquote woke people, who think it's okay to bash a project just because they want diversity in it. There's nothing wrong with diversity. I'm gonna tell you that now. There's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. As long as it fits the narrative, it does not matter. And here's the thing, and I've said this like in one of my reviews. Go check it out. I mean reactions when I reacted to one of the episodes of the Acolyte. Woke is not the same meaning as these YouTubers and everybody else has been saying that it is. That's not what that means. You know what I mean? That's not what that means. So it's really just messed up to me that they're using the word woke that's not the true meaning, and using it to push their hate and their hatred towards certain race or certain gender or whatever. So that's my thing. And that's where I'm not cool with. So if you don't like a series because of the writing, hey, listen, I can get with that. I can get with that. If the CGI ain't what it need to be, I can get with that too. If the acting is trash, I can get with that too. But don't just sit here and tell me, oh, this project ain't good because it's woke. Don't do that. Because you ain't even because you ain't even see the thing yet. Oh, hold up. We got somebody. Shadow Gaming. What's going on, my man? How you doing? Hold on, my guy. Thank you for coming through, man. I appreciate that, man. I didn't even know there was a new Star Wars series. Then I watched it and thought it was a prank because the scenery looked bad and nothing made sense to me. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. The problem with diversity is that nobody would care if its series is just good. Yeah, and I just said that. Listen, as long as the story is good, I don't care. I don't care if the woman is a protagonist. I don't care. A main character. I don't care. I don't care if she's a black woman. I don't care if she's a white woman. I don't care. As long as you tell a good story. See, the thing with Ray, I'm gonna use Ray as a big example of this. Ray had a lot of potential to not be like Luke. Because on paper, yes, she is like literally the same as Luke. However, if they would have changed her, if they really had a direction and they would have changed her into like making her very different, that would have been cool. She had no parents. That was established, I think, in the second movie, in The Last Jedi. She kind of had no parents. Then all of a sudden in the third movie, oh, her grandfather, she got parents, and well, of course she got parents, but her parents are Palpatine blood. The grandfather's Palpatine, which is a cool twist, but done very wrong. And this is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Shadow Gaming, I get what you're saying, my brother. I get what you're saying. Or sister, I get what you're saying. And I definitely do agree with that. Okay, and then the first point. Um, how far did you get? That's just my question. How far did you get? Let me know that. And I said that before. Like a lot of people didn't vibe with this show, and that's fine. That's cool. But I found some enjoyment in it. That's why we're doing this review. So I can tell you what I did like, what I didn't like. I'm gonna be very straight up with you. The writing in this show was not great. And I said not great. I'm not gonna say fully trash because they did do certain things that were very cool. Now, guys, this is gonna be spoilers. I know some of y'all don't care, but I'm just letting y'all know it's gonna be full spoilers. So if you haven't seen the show, if you don't want to be spoiled, go watch it and then come back here, okay? All right. We're going in five, four, three, two, one, go. Okay, so I did not really like the writing like that, personally, because certain characters are stronger than others. And let's go down through the list. Let's go down through the list real quick, okay? Let's go down through the list. Okay. We got the main characters, May and Osha. May was not written very well. And I think that's due to this show being written as a season that there's going to be a season two. Because there are a lot of things that's left out, right? And a lot of things that's not explained. Now, it was explained until the end that from my soul that Osha and May are not actually twins. It's just the mom separated both of them, made two different beings, but it's really one person, technically. So it could explain why May was so inconsistent with her decisions because at first she wanted to, get rid of all the Master Jedi that was there in Brendok. Then she's going to tell the Sith dude, Quimir, hey, um, I'm gonna change my mind. I'm actually gonna get apprehended by the Jedi, and I'm gonna tell them everything because my sister's alive, and I didn't know that. Then it gets switched to now trying to kill the Jedi again because Jackie, played by Daphne Keene, and May got into it, which was pretty awesome. So there's that too. And it's just like very inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? And then she tries to kill Saul again. Then she's like, now I want him to confess this crime. It's like back and forth, you know. And I see what they were doing, but it wasn't written. It wasn't written well. Now, if it has to do with if May represents the f- the conflict in OSHA, if that's what she represents, I see why they did what they did. But it should have been done a lot better. That's my opinion. However, I will say because I watched this twice. I watched the whole thing twice, and I didn't realize this. But when the Sith master comes, her plan immediately changed, and she was trying to get away from everyone because remember she said in episode 4, I believe, she didn't think the master would get there. She didn't think the master would be able to navigate through the jungle without a guide. She said that. So she thought she was safe. But when she saw him, she knew the Jedi were gone, were done. So she decided to run away instead of being apprehended by the Jedi. So things changed. So I'll give him that. But overall, I don't think they wrote her very well. Sorry. Osha, I think they wrote Osha better. I like Osha. She didn't annoy me. I like, Amanda Steinberg did a great job. Um, I love what they did with her direction where she turned into the Sith. She tried to be a Jedi, didn't work out because of her emotions, because she couldn't suppress them. Because we all know the Jedi don't take kids when they old. We already know that. And I think she was like 9 or 10 at the time. So they don't take anybody under 10. I mean over 10. They don't take nobody. So she couldn't suppress her emotions. She had too much hate and anger towards her sister. So at the end, she becomes a Sith because she finds out what actually happened, what Saul did, and she got rid of Saul. So I thought that was a great twist. You know what I mean? And maybe I'm alone in that, and that's fine. But I really thought that was a great twist. Shadow Gaming. But I died of cringe when she said I am Ray Skywalker. See, this is what I'm saying. This is why I really feel like she had so much potential. She really did. It's just they didn't know what the hell they were doing. They really didn't, and that's the problem with Lucasfilm too. That's the problem with them too. I'm not gonna put that on the fair. That's them too because they don't have a direction to go. It seems like after episodes 4, 5, and 6, they didn't know where to go. They didn't know what kind of stories to tell, so they went back into the past, which is cool. I'm actually cool with that. I actually would have been cool if we had the prequels and then right after that we went into the Hybrid. I would rather them do that. I don't know why they never did that. That always boggles my mind to this day. Why did y'all never do the High Republic era? That had the most Sith and Jedi at the time. I mean, well, they had the most Sith at the time. Because when we get to the prequel of it, they ain't but like what 3, 4 Siths technically at the time. Because there's sorry guys, because there's Ventress, there's Palpatine, there's Maul, there's Dooku. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. I feel like I'm forgetting. Am I forgetting somebody? I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. And I guess if you want to Savage or Press, I don't know if you want to. I guess you want to add him. I guess. Oh, and then what the hell is his name? Grievous. But he's not technically a Sith because he don't use the Force like that. I don't think. But technically there's like 4. So there's not that many Sith compared to like hundreds of Jedi. So it would have made sense if you just did the story in the High Republic era. I watched the whole series. Oh, okay, okay, you did. Okay, because it was fun because it was so random. Had nothing to do with Star Wars, in my opinion, but it was kind of fun because nothing made sense. I watched it. Yeah, man, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I sat there and wondered why they're fighting. She wanted to surrender. Yeah, that's why I say because watching it again just for this review, I saw it. I think the Master came because she didn't expect him to come, and she knew all them Jedi were going to be done. So she took her chances and she decided to run because there was no this, and I don't know if she was going to go to the High Republic after that. I have no idea. Or Coruscant, I have no idea. But I mean that makes sense. But I kind of wish they would have explained that. But like I said, the writing was not strong in this. That is the thing with the series. The way they wanted to go. Well, I'm sorry. The way they wanted to go was good, but executed so badly that no decision made any sense. You know what? This is true. To a certain extent, I do agree with this. To a certain extent, because if I'm not mistaken, I haven't found any articles about this, but if you find any, please let me know. Just send it in the comments. Um, I heard this was supposed to be about the Sith, nothing about Jedi, just about the Sith, and I felt like it should have stayed that way because I love the things that I really like about this show are the Sith stuff. I love that we got more Sith stuff. I love that we got the Kratosis, the helmet. I love that. I didn't even know that existed. That's in the books, from what I heard. I never knew that. I didn't even know the Kratosis could short circuit like a Jedi saber. That's so dope. I never knew that. And then Quamir made it as a helmet. And oh. And then on top of that, I did not know. I didn't realize that Quamir was kind of fighting blind. Because if you look into the helmet when Osha's putting it on, the the eyelids are very like you can barely see. But he also says it's to help you channel the force. So that was pretty cool. I like that. I didn't even realize that, and that's so badass. That just goes to show you how skilled and powerful Cremir is. And Shadow Gaming, I will say this, felt like Quimir was one of the best characters on that show. I love Soul too, but Quimir was one of the best characters on that show, honestly. His motivations were simple. He wanted an apprentice or acolyte, I guess he called it, so that he can get rid of. I'm guessing. I believe that's Plagueis. I think they said that it was Plagueis. So Plagueis is at the end, as you see him just dipping, just looking like, yo, where they going real quick? You know what I'm saying? So his motivations were simple. So I love that. Yeah, they had nice. Yeah, they had nice features at Quimir. As you say, he was very good. Yeah, he was the best thing out of this whole thing. I ain't gonna hold you. Him and Saul were the best ones. Okay. Actually, since we're going to the characters, I'm going Quimir then. Quimir was one of the best characters of that show, except his speech in the first episode. So, oh, okay, okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. But I did like how he was talking to Saul when you find out it's actually him. And he said, Saul says, "Yo, you got rid of the Padawans out here. What's wrong with you?" And his rebuttal was, "Hey, you brought him here. What you mean?" That was badass. I ain't gonna hold you. But yeah, Premier was one of the best things about this show because he is a Sith. You know what I mean? Um, him fighting with Saul was one of the best things about this show too. I'm gonna get to the choreography in a second, but that was one of the best things about this show. I'm also impressed by the actor Manny Jacinto. I've never seen him in anything before, but he really did a great job. I had no idea he was that built under there because I didn't think he was Premier. I thought it was just somebody else. I didn't think he was actually the master. I had no idea. And I don't know if they shot the scene in episode two after, because he looked very built. And from what I saw in episode two, he didn't look that built. So unless that was like a trickery of the camera or something, they did a great job hiding that. Jackie, who was played by Daphne King, he was I didn't even realize that was Daphne King until I saw in the credits. I think in episode two or three or something like that. She did a good job. She did a good job. She definitely did a good job with the physical part. I want to see her more physical parts in the movies, bro. But she really did a good job. The way she went out was crazy though. I didn't expect her to go out that way. Like Lemire did not care, bro. He said anybody can, but Jackie held on very longer than the other Jedi did, except for Saul. So I gotta give it to her for that. So she did a good job. Vanestra, played by Rebecca Henderson. I think she's my least favorite character of the show, honestly. Um, we didn't really see her much. I love the makeup, but the costume design, whatever. But she didn't really do much. She didn't really do much. And she the one that had the whip lightsaber. Like we only saw her do it one time, like in the trailer. That's it. I thought she was gonna be fighting, so she was very big disappointment to me. And again, she didn't really convey a lot of emotion. She was just really more straightforward. So, like I said, least favorite character. Yord, played by Charlie Burnett. He was my least favorite character too. Not because I didn't hate him. We just I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know how to really say it, but he didn't really do much. He was in the first, second, third, and fourth episode. No, he was in the first, the second, and the fourth episode. And then he met his Swift end, by Quimir's hands, and very brutally too. Like snapped his neck, bro. Crazy. Um, he was all right. He wasn't my favorite character either. I just hated that they gave him the black haircut that apparently they give in every movie or video game now, with the Miles Morales haircut joint. I don't. I really hated that. Also, this, if I'm not mistaken, isn't this the same dude that went on an interview and he got it mixed up that Anakin blew up the Death Star and not Luke? I think that's the same one, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. Lee Jong Jae. I think that's how you say his name. Saul. He's from Squid Games. I did not know that. I didn't even realize that was him. And this is going to show you how much of a good actor he is. He also, if I'm not mistaken, learned English in like 6 months to play this role. That's crazy. That's crazy because his English was better than Jackie Chan's. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. And he only did this for 6 months. I don't know what app he was using, but I need that. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to speak Japanese and all that. You know what I'm saying? But he really did a great job. And I love Soul as a character because he is one of those Jedi that had emotions that the Jedi was kind of staying away from. And I guess he's the cautionary tale of why they get kids so young and why, and I guess kind of why the Jedi are not that great. You know what I'm saying? The Jedi way of the Force is not, it's one, like I said before, it's like a tree. The Force is a tree. You can access the Force by by different ways of it by grabbing a branch. You know what I mean? That's how I've always thought about it. So in one branch, the Force by Jedi way is by suppressing your emotions. However, on the flip side, the Sith embraces these emotions. That what makes you more powerful. So, but it's like evil in compared to the Jedi. But it's not just so black. It's not just black and white like that. You know what I'm saying? There is a shade of gray, which is why we have great Jedi. And I feel like Saul was more like a gray Jedi than he was an actual Jedi. Cause there were times where he lost his shit. He was gonna get rid of Crimea brutally too with his hands. You know what I'm saying? Um, and he's lost. He's gotten angry, and also because of him wanting to intervene, the witches got destroyed, and he killed Osha and May's mother. You know, and he's had to live with that regret. And it was so much to Saul that I really like what they did with his character too. But unfortunately, they had to get rid of him at the end because they had to keep Ken. You know what I mean? So I'm glad they did that. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't. Yep, that was him. Oh, okay, that was him. Okay, I got you. Have a nice day, man. I gotta go home, work. Uh, I gotta go home. Work time is over. Okay, cool. But keep up the good work. It was really nice listening to you. Yeah, man. Thanks for coming through, man. I really appreciate you coming through, man. Thank you. And yo, have a good day. Make sure you get home uh from work, bro. So have a good day. Yeah, so that's the thing. Um okay, I got okay. Sorry, I was doing something real quick. Okay, so who else we got? Mother Coral. So that was played by Margarita. I hope I'm saying the name. Margarita Levita? I think that's how you say her name. She was okay. She was that. Least favorite character. I put her in the least favorite character bucket. She was okay. Um, she was alright. She was alright. I didn't, but she looks very pretty. Without without the how can I say it, the makeup and stuff. She looks very very beautiful. So I didn't even know she looked like that. It's crazy. Okay, and then we got Carrie Ann Moss and Dara. Okay, let me say this. This is one of the things I didn't like about the Acolyte because they kind of lied and put Carrie Ann Moss in all of this stuff because like promotions because we thought that she was going to be in the whole show, which is what I would have thought too. You got him in all the promotions and stuff, but that's not the case. She literally died in the first show, the first episode, which is crazy to me. Um, and then you see her in flashbacks. My issue also, this is with the writing. My issue is there's no explanation with certain things. Like, what did Indara do when she went into the mindscape to help Kalnaka? The Kalnaka? The Wookiee Jedi? What did she do? Like, did she like mind wipe everybody? Did she destroy their minds? Like, what did she do? Because that was never explained. And then all of a sudden they just fell down. Whatever. So that's that's my question. And it never got answered. So I gotta give it a negative for that. But yeah, I loved Carrie. Well, I love what we had so far. She did her thing. She didn't really do that much action. She really didn't. And I'm very disappointed in that. So yeah. Kelnaka. So he was the Wookiee Jedi, right? He was dope. I wish we would have got more of him. And that's what I'm mad about this show. The show has so much potential, but it like when you get to it, it is a disappointment. And that's somebody that likes the show a lot. I could say that. It was a disappointment for sure. It has so many great ideas, it just wasn't executed well. And I think that has to do with the fact that there were different writers for each episode. I think that's what kind of held it down too. I felt like if Leslie wrote all of this stuff, it would have been better. Maybe it would have been better. But since it was written by different people, I think that's what kind of I think that's what kind of hampered. Is that a word? Hampered? Is that a word? Or it didn't help the show. You know what I mean? Okay. Corbin, played by. Oh, I'm sorry. Kelnaka was played by Junis Tomato. I never heard of him. Okay. Dean Charles Chapman as Corbin. It was okay. Um, Honestly, he was actually one of the most interesting characters because he could literally make a force field with the force. I've never seen nobody do that before. I wish we would have gotten thing of how he did that and how did he use that to fight. I wish you would have got more on that. But I didn't understand. See, and this is on the writing too. I didn't understand why Corbin let drank that poison himself. I mean, well, when you get to the actual incident, I guess you can see why, but still, it's like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, it really wasn't his fault. Really. I mean, what happened that night wasn't his fault. Yeah, he wanted to go home to his comfort home in Coruscant. Yeah, but it's not like you know, he really was like at fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I'm wrong. Just let me know in the comments down below. Sorry, guys. Can you give me 1 second? I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to get something from my side real quick. Sorry about that. Okay, where we at? Okay, we got Henry. I can't even say his last name. Henry Trevelyan. He played Mog. So I think he was like the assistant to Vanestra or something like that. It was okay. Least favorite character, put it in there. Oh, Torben is my least favorite character too. Kanaga, I actually liked him. He was very cool. Mother Anastasia, played by Jodie Turner Smith. Wow, that was her. I didn't even know that. Wow, I did not know that was Mother Anastasia. That's pretty dope. That's actually pretty cool. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. All right, so I actually really like Mother Anastasia. She's high on top of my list. I like the fact that she was the one that made uh Osha made split together. So she's powerful. We know that. I don't like how she met her end because I felt like she was too powerful to be cut down by a lightsaber. Maybe that's me. The way she went out. Also, I like the fact that she was very open-minded, even though she had her covenant to protect. She was very open. She was like, "Hey, if you want to be a Jedi, Osha, cool. I just want you to be happy." You know what I mean? So I really did like her as a character. She was really dope. She's high on my list for that. Okay, David Harewood. So for those of you that don't know, David Harewood is Martian Manhunter on CW. Uh, I didn't expect him to be in this at all. That was crazy. I was like, yo, Martian Manhunter is coming to the Star Wars verse to just tell us that the Jedi ain't shit. Shut me up. And that was just funny. So he played Ravencourt. Um, this should have been showed early, I feel like, but it was necessary. It's a necessary thing to have in this show because, and I know a lot of Star Wars fans are not gonna probably like what I'm about to say. The Jedi were not great people. They weren't the worst type of people, but they weren't the best. And Ravencourt said it best. And I'm paraphrasing, but basically he says, "Y'all are a power posing as a religion, and y'all just get to do whatever y'all want without no jurisdiction. That's the problem. That's something that what Batman would say. You know what I mean? And then he, not even him. I think Mother Anastasia did it too. Both characters predicted the fall of the Jedi. It's kind of crazy. But I like that they added that into this show. So Raven Court, I like him. He's like a little bit on the I like list. So we're gonna put him there. Okay, and then we got Anthony J. Abram, who's Philip. I don't know who that was. Who's Philip? Who the hell was Philip? I don't remember that. Oh, let me look him up real quick. Let me look him up real quick. Oh, let me look him up real quick. F-I-L-L. Oh, he was the that was her. That was her dude. That was her boy. That was her friend. That okay. So he was in like the first. I remember him. He was in the first episode. And he's on the he's on the I don't care list. He's on the least favorite character list or whatever. Okay, and then we have Leah Brady who played May. Who was the girl that played Osha? I don't see her on here. That's crazy. I don't, that's it's kind of crazy. I don't see her on here. Okay. But either way, both of them did a great job. I feel like the twins did a great job acting wise. That's what I really feel like. Okay, so we're out of that. So okay, so now that we're done with the characters, right? I want to talk about the choreography real quick. The choreography was one of the best things about this show, right? I love the fact that the High Republic. It shows you the difference between the High Republic Jedi and the prequel Jedi. You know, the prequel and on Jedi. The High Republic Jedi not only focused on saber techniques, swordsmanship, but they also focused on hand-to-hand combat too. And we don't really see that a lot often in the prequel era and after that. We don't really see that. And I love that they do that here. Especially Saul. Like Saul was out here with as a he was with here with the swordman joint and with the hand-to-hand combat. And I want to just say this too. I think Saul is one of the strongest Jedi. Like if you had to like I would probably put Saul. Dang, I gotta do a ranking. Like and I'm talking about specifically in terms of Saber. And I'm actually no, I'm sorry. I'm talking about specifically like film and the shows. I'm not talking about, the books or whatever. I'm talking about specifically film and the TV shows. Put him up there. I really got to because his swordsmanship is pretty good, as well as his hand-to-hand combat. And I like the fact that this show shows the different fighting styles. Like Sith are more aggressive but precise. Jedi, like Saul, are more precise, calm, patient. But in Saul's case, he got more aggressive, and he was trying to do a couple of underhanded techniques. You know what I mean? So I really like that. And again, the hand-to-hand combat was really good. I think the best one for me was Jackie versus May. That was one of the best hand-to-hand combat scenes of that show. Wait, who else was I talking about? Oh, I also like that. Writing wise, I will say this as a positive. I did like that writing wise. May had to cheat to win, basically, because she was going after four Master Jedi, and she was not meeting none. So she had to like do underhanded tricks to get them. But in Dara, it was having May try to attempt to get rid of that family. So Andara could stop it, and then May could give it the final blow. So that was cool. Torben, she had the poison, but he willingly took the poison. Well, what's the name was already gone. Helnaga was already gone, and so uh, Osha put a stop to him. So, but I really did like the fact that she really couldn't beat these people. I really like that. Even when she fought Saul in episode 2, she was outmatched. Clearly, like they were both him and Indara were both taking it very easy on her. It was crazy. So I really like that. Um, I think my favorite fights have to be Cormier versus Saul. The first two to twice, round one and round two. That's probably one of my favorite fights of that show, honestly. Um, oh, and Cormier versus did I say that? I said Cormier and Saul. Yeah, Cormier and Saul. They're two fights, and Cormier versus Jackie. Jackie really held in there. Now I know people were kind of mad that Jackie even held on for that long of time. Now here's the thing. I think it was done. I think it was clearly to show that Republic Jedi are stronger than prequel era Jedi. Just remember, there were more Sith and there were more powerful Sith and let me know if I'm wrong. There were more powerful Sith in the High Republic era than there were in or Old Republic era than they were in the prequel era, if I'm not mistaken. So and there were a lot more Sith. So you had to be strong. You know what I'm saying? When you get to the prequel era, they said that I think uh Mundi said that they haven't been Sith in a millennia. So soft. It happens. So I think that's why she was able to hold on for so long because she was. That's just going to show you how strong they were. The old Republic people were not playing. They were not playing back in the day. They were not playing. But also even if you take that out. seen Padawan on Knights beat Sith. Perfect example, Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan defeated Darth Maul, and Darth Maul killed Qui-Gon, and he's a master. Now, you could say that Obi-Wan was kind of on that level to be a master. You can say that. But still, he was like a knight. He wasn't even a whole, you know, master yet. And he killed Maul. You know what I mean? So I think it just depends on the situation too. So yeah, it's that. The budget was really good. I'll say that. They put money into this. And I'm looking at it, the budget is 180 million, right? So they really did put a lot into this. I will give them that. They really did. The spaceship chase between May and Saul was really cool. Oh, I forgot about that too. I what the rat that the tracker. I didn't get and that's a weakness. That's a negative too. Some of the decisions in here, and I'll give it to my boy Shadow Gamer too. And I did agree with this. A lot of the decisions that were made didn't make sense. A lot of them. Like for example, like I'm bringing up now. Um I don't know its name, but the tracker. When I guess Saul is about to hit the ship, he decides to take out the target system. Why are you doing that? Like what sense did that make? You know what I'm saying? Y'all was trying to like y'all you was trying to be the rep for it. So I don't whatever. So I did that. That's a negative too. Um, but like I said, that chase was pretty good. The locations that they went to were beautiful. So I really do have to give them that. That's a positive for me. Um, I like how they explain what divergence is. I really did like that. And I like that they put this in here. Now I don't know if that's from the books. I don't know. And if memory serves me correctly, I don't think they used the virgins to explain what Anakin is. Because that this is basically what OSHA is. That's what Anakin was. He was created by a high concentrated power of force, went into a human or a female, and it gave birth. And that's how it is. But the difference is that Mother Anastasia was able to somehow make two separate beings. That's the difference. And I feel like I like that they made that difference because a lot of the complaints were that they're basically copying what Anakin is and it doesn't make him special. I disagree with that. Anakin is the chosen one. He's still the chosen. Still is. Still is the chosen one. So that doesn't change the prophesied chosen. So that doesn't change that. You know what I mean? But it also kind of I feel like adds something to the Star Wars universe. Like I like that there are other examples of this. You know what I mean? That's how I took it. Now, I'm pretty sure y'all took it differently. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. Um, Let me see what else I had to say. Trying to remember, guys. Darth Plagueis, right? So I think that was Darth Plagueis at the end. I think I said this earlier. Um, I'm glad he was in it for a brief period. But again, I think we were supposed to get him in season two. So if we do get a season two, I'm assuming we're going to get a lot more of him. And it'll also explain how Palpatine got into power too. Because we don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know how Palpatine we didn't even know about Cormier. So how did Palpatine get into the mix? So and this was my theory actually. I think Leslie and Lucasfilm and Dave Filoni too, because I think Dave Filoni is part of this too. I think their plan was to make a series of shows telling the story between what happened in between the Acolyte and the prequel era or Phantom Menace. I think that's what this show. I think this show was like a Kickstarter to that, and if so, this didn't do well. This did not do well, and if that's the case, this did not. This didn't start it well, and that's the problem. Um, but if they're gonna do another show, not the Acolyte, but if they do like another show continuing this, just give it a different name, cool. But you gotta fix the issues that were in season, okay? And this is my other problem too. This is the other problem. This is the other problem. Even though I don't like people who use woke as a to hide their hate towards diversity, I think to make a series that's kind of saying F you to them, I feel like that's kind of wrong. Because the point of it is to get everybody together on the same page, like it did in the first trilogy, 4, 5, and 6. And you got to get them back on the same page. So saying "f you" to those people, they make up a lot of the fandom. I feel like, and that's the problem. But at the same time, you gotta kind of like have everybody on board. Most of everybody on board, and that's been the problem with Star Wars for a long time. Not everybody's on board, and I feel like that's on certain fan sides, and I feel like that's on Lucasfilm as well. So they need to make something where everybody can just come together and just like it. That's what they need. They need a win. They need another Mandalorian. We need another Mandalorian. We need that. We need another Andor. I haven't seen Andor. I haven't seen it. I'm planning on doing a reaction to that for the whole season. Because I know season 2 is coming. So we're planning on doing that. But I heard Andor is one of the best things in Star Wars going on right now, along with the Mandalorian. So I feel like at this point, y'all really need to get it together. Y'all really need to get it together and try to make content that everybody can love. Not just some people, but everybody can love. This is what we need to get to. Okay? So there's that. All right? I'm trying to figure out what else I missed out. Maybe I missed let me see, let me see, let me see. I think that's it, guys. I think yeah. Oh, the pacing could have been better. Pacing could have been a lot better. Um, Prime example, episodes 4 and 5, they should have been one episode. I don't understand why they separated it. That could have been one episode. I think people would have enjoyed it more if it was one episode. I say Carrie and Moss. Focused on the Sith. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we get it to the end of this. I did enjoy this show. I enjoyed the saber duels because we haven't had them in a very long time. They did very good with the action saber duels. They did make certain characters shine to me. Um, I just wish they would have executed the writing more better, and that's something I will agree with. The writing is not good. It's not great, and I think it was due to other writers being in the room. I think if we just had one writer and just write a consistent thing, I think it would have been better. But we'll never know. Also, if it is true that this was supposed to be a base shift show, it sort of was, but sort of wasn't. Felt like it should have focused more on that. I think this show should have probably been around Quimir, focused on Quimir more than it did Ocean. And maybe his goal is to get an acolyte. That's what the show should have been. Now, if y'all want to do a separate series where it's focused on him, I'm down with that. Let me know if you guys are down with that. Um, But I will admit that the show is a disappointment. With Lucasfilm, it's a disappointment to the fans. It's a disappointment all around. However, with that said, I did enjoy the show. And if we do get a season two, I'm open to it as long as they fix everything that was wrong with season one. Or if they don't, if they continue this, because I really feel like, and I have no information to base this on, but I feel like the way they've written this show, they're going to make this, they're going to tell the story between the Phantom Menace and this show, which is like 100 years before Phantom Menace. So they're gonna basically show what happens in between. And the only reason I'm saying this is because they showed Plagueis. That's the only reason why I'm saying that. But let me know if you guys think differently about that in the comments. But overall, despite its problems, I did have a good time with this. I did. And as a score, I'm gonna give this a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. That's what I'm gonna give. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Lots of problems with it, but I did find enjoyment in this. Now, guys, what did you think about this? I already know it's. Oh my gosh, I know I'm asking for a lot. Not a lot, but I know I already know what I'm asking. What did you guys think? Do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree with what I said? Let me know. Like I said, I can take criticism. It's cool. If you think I'm wrong, just be respectful. That's it. If you think I'm right, that's cool too. It's cool. We all got different opinions. We can all have an arguments without we can have arguments without, you know, getting all physical and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like we can have arguments. It's cool. It's fine. It's fine. But let me know what you thought about this in the comments down below. Yeah, this was cool. This was fun. Um, I'm definitely gonna do more of these when certain shows and movies come. We're supposed to have Deadpool coming soon. Deadpool and Wolverine. We're gonna do a review for that very spoiler review for that very soon. I'm just trying to get everybody that's seen it to come together so we can make this a big thing. I'll try to get as many people as I can, so we'll see. And with that, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next one. Later, y'all.